What's up guys, John L here. Today is the first day of Heart of Darkness, and for the progression rewards, or actually sorry, placement rewards, they have a new character. It's gonna be, well, I thought it was Ms. Marvel, but it actually turns out to be Lockjaw. So top 100 finishers get it, and I'm going to show you guys my method for finishing in the top 100. So this is about finishing in the top 100 in PvE events. So we're gonna jump into the event. Again, Heart of Darkness. I haven't started it yet, so we still have to do the kind of intro node. So you're gonna want to play that. So to get in the top 100, you have to play the nodes a certain amount of times, and also kind of in a certain at a certain time. So I'm gonna show you what I do, and it generally gets me in the top 100, usually a little bit better than that, but at least in the top 100. So who do we got? We got Iceman, this event, so we'll go ahead and so what I'm going to do is play the routine of events that I usually do, or that you'll probably need to do to place in the top 100, but just kind of like one iteration of them, and I'll try to make this video as short as possible because I don't want to play through every match of the event because that'll be just boring as hell. So I'll just kind of show you the example, and then kind of show you what my progress is at the beginning and end of each day, because these events last multiple days. Luckily this is only a 3-day event, so it's nice that there could be new characters only in the 3 and 4-day events. They used to do 7-day events, and those were kind of brutal. So that was kind of the easy lead-in fight. What's also nice about Hearts of Darkness is you don't have to repeat that. In other PvE events, if you are trying to get the top 100, or a place in the top 100, you'll want to repeat, you'll want to repeat it if it's one of those nodes that is a kind of special node where they give you, like, you know, the 2-star, the 3-star, and the 4-star characters for the event, but you have to repeat it, and it goes on a 24-hour timer. So you'd want to repeat those, that's what I'm saying for these opening ones. But this one's not the case. You only got to fight it once, and then it's done, as you can see by the red check mark. So now that we've done that, we're going to jump into Unholy Alliance, which is the first day. Okay, some story stuff that I don't really care about. This is what I'm talking about. So Unpleasant Surprises is an example of one of these events where they give you the characters that are going to be required for the character-specific nodes. So these, you compete in them once, and then they go on a 24-hour timer. So unfortunately, it does take a bit of effort to finish in the top 100 for these things, more than I kind of like to do now, which is why I don't really do this unless there's a new character. This is also a good way to get the last progression reward, which is a lot of command points. So it is kind of worth it, I guess, depending on how much you want those command points. At this point in playing, I'd rather not put the time in. So I usually just go for the lower command point progression reward, which is, I think, like half or a third of it. Mostly what I try to do, especially when I'm trying to place in the top 100, just find ways to get through the fights as fast as possible, because, as I mentioned, you have to put in more effort, you have to fight more fights than at least I would normally do for any given PvE event. So I kind of hate this fight because I never use my characters. I don't want my 2, 3, and 4 to get beat up. So this fight usually goes pretty slow because they don't give you any characters that are super strong and maxed out. But luckily we have Iceman. Iceman's really good at taking out teams. So pretty much through this fight. We can even freeze this guy if we want. Let's do it. So just like personal preference, I always like when Iceman is one of the boosted characters in an event, just because his green, if there's a lot of blue on the boards, does a lot of damage. So this is nice. If you have an Iceman that is champ maxed or up there or has a lot of, you know, covers for green, then that's a good thing, and hopefully you can kind of leverage it to get through these events quicker. Okay, cool. So that node, as I mentioned, is on a countdown timer once you beat it once. So we're cool with that now. It's on a 24-hour countdown timer. We're just going to let it go. So we're not going to touch that node until tomorrow. So let's see, what can we do? Alright, we'll do Captain Marvel. Alright, so we have to use her. Shouldn't be too much of a deal. And these fights are pretty nice, at least for the first day, because these are all just henchmen, so they don't have a turn. And whenever you're fighting just henchmen... Okay, hopefully... Okay, cool. That kind of freaked me out for a second. Plenty of green. So if we do this okay, we might be able to get through this fight quick. So what we want to do is we want to fight each node until we get the timer. And that's going to be 4 times. So this will be our first iteration through this node. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of green that we can get to, but this is going pretty quick. So the way it works, alright, we're gonna, you know, get max points, gonna accrue for our progression, we're gonna get, you know, the ISO rewards and all that kind of stuff in that order. So if I, cool, good stuff, yay. So if I click on it, we're still at full points. So we already played through it once, we're gonna play through it the second time, and the guys have, the enemies have increased in levels by 25. I'm playing at shield level 8. Again, I would encourage playing with the highest shield ranking you can, because you're just going to get more ISO and all that kind of stuff for each fight. Okay, so they're going to get 25 more levels. at least with the levels that my guys have. They always gain 25. So that was iteration number 2. We still have full points, so we're gonna fight it a third time. And you can do this in whatever order, you just need to fight all of the nodes 4 times. But I'm just gonna do this one node because, again, it would just be boring as hell for me to go through the whole thing with you guys. Okay, so that's 3. So I just speed through all this stuff because it doesn't really matter. Alright, thank you. Thank you again. Okay, so we're still at full points. So our guys are at 225 now. Our enemies, that is. And we're going to fight it the 4th time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out Iceman for 3-star Thanos. And hopefully speed this up a little bit. So, if you have any characters that are bonused, I would encourage you to bonus 3-star Thanos. You could also bonus 5-star Thanos, but I think you'll get a lot more 3-star Thanoses first. And he is really good for helping you mow through a lot of these type of fights really fast. So, that's what I should have been doing to begin with, so sorry about that, guys. The one thing you want to be conscious of is that 2-star Captain Marvel is getting beat up too, so just make sure that she doesn't die before you're done with the 4 iterations of that node. So we got 4 rewards. Now I take a look at that node, and it's got its 24-hour countdown, so we're done with that one. So once you have gone through all 4 of the nodes for every, well, all 4, yeah, if you have fought every node 4 times, you're done for the night. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kill the video, and I'm going to do the rest of them, and I'm going to show you my point total and where my position is at the end of this. So I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, it's been about an hour, which is a lot quicker than this usually goes. Going through 4 iterations of all the nodes generally takes me around 2 hours, so that's what I would plan to do. A couple things I didn't mention when I started the video. This is all about getting the most points out of each node, which means that you're going to want to start the event as soon as your regular start time is. So for me, that's 8 p.m. I was off by about an hour and change because there was an NFL game tonight. If you're off by like an hour or 2, that's fine. A little bit of time's not bad, but what you want to do is get the most out of that 24-hour recharge time. So let's take a look back at the event. Here's the main event screen. There was that one node that was only a one-time play thing. We took care of that. Unholy Alliance, which is the first day. Oh, that was another thing that I wanted to mention. So, Hearts of Darkness is generally a 3-day event. They stretched this one out to 4 days. So, if you take a look at Unholy Alliance, the time left is 1 day and 21 hours, and that's going to affect how you play the event to get the max points and finish in the top 100. So, you want to keep that in mind, and generally you want to continue the same way that we did. So basically, we have our first node here, that character-specific one with all the free characters. That's on the 24-hour countdown. We have all of our character-specific nodes, 24-hour countdown, 24-hour countdown. There was a wave node. Those are a little bit different. Those start 24-hour countdown after 2 iterations, so you only have to play it twice. So just bear that in mind when you play these, because you don't want to play these nodes more than what's required to get them on the 24-hour countdown, because that's going to take away from the total points. The first day of the event, or the first day of any event, is always the least amount of points. You have like a little bit of like slack to play with, but you want to just try to get as many points as possible, just in case you, I don't know, for some reason can't play an event as early as you want, or you miss out on some stuff, or some bad things happen. So those were the character-specific ones. Here's the easy ones. It's on 24-hour countdown. It's on 24-hour countdown. We have another wave node. Played it twice. It's on 24-hour countdown. And another 24-hour countdown. Played it twice. It's on 24-hour countdown. Last node. Played it. It's on 24-hour countdown. That's what you want to do. Now you just don't want to touch it for till close to the end of the event. So generally what I like to do is jump in. If it's a one-day event, I'll give myself maybe like 2 hours. So like my event starts at 8, I'll start at 6 p.m. and just play through the nodes, and I want to do it twice. Since this is a 2-day event, as I mentioned, it's a little bit different. What we need to do is jump in close to 24 hours and then play them again. Just once though, because when you play it again, it's going to add 24 hours each time, and it's going to drop the point value down. I'll show you what I'm talking about tomorrow when we do it. But anyways, so we're fine right now. We don't want to touch it. Everything's on 24-hour countdown. We're set. One other thing, you have to, if you have all 3 of the required characters, you're going to be in good shape. If you do this and you only have a couple or one of the character-specific characters, then you might not be able to finish in the top 100, just because the people who do have all 3 of these characters are going to be able to do this system and finish in the top 100. So maybe if you don't have all of the characters, you might just, you know, consider not trying or skipping. I don't want to sound negative about it, but it's possible, but you're really going to be on the border, on the cusp of being in that top 100. Just saying. Welcome back, guys. Today is the second day of the Hearts of Darkness event, so this is second out of 4 days. We're still on Unholy Alliance, even though it's like the first part / day of the event. It's really been extended to 2 days. So here's where we are. We're at 221 right now. That's our position. If you actually take a look at the ranking in the event, we're still tied heavily with a ton of people, and basically everybody else who's just kind of played a little bit is ahead of us. But probably not by much. There should be this big old clump of people here too. It's going to be a little bit different because everybody's going to be resuming at kind of different times. But what we want to do is really just play through each of the nodes in Unholy Alliance once. So I wanted to jump into the main Hearts of Darkness thing to show that, you know, one starter node, it's still just a one-shot thing. It's done. We don't have to worry about that. We'll jump into Unholy Alliance. So we have to play that starter node again. We're back to full points. There's no 24-hour countdown on it. So we'll jump in and pick our team of boosted characters for the event. Fast forward through all the story, and we'll just kind of do our best to end this thing as fast as we can. Okay. So fast forward through all this stuff, get your rewards. Skip this. So if we take a look, we're back on 24-hour countdown, so that's the only thing we need to do with that node, and it's essentially the same thing for all the other nodes. So I'm going to do like what we did last time. I'll jump into the 2-star fight, which is Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel. She's at, this node is at full points again. The enemies are, you know, higher level because this is a 2-day event. So we'll go ahead and use our pumped up Thanos. Again, always a good choice for these henchman fights. Especially now, since we only just need to go through them once, so we don't have to really worry about how much damage Ms. Marvel is going to take. Alright, get more points. Fast forward through all this stuff. And as you can see, we're back in 24-hour countdown, so we're done with that node. So we just gotta hustle through the rest of the nodes, and that will be the end of the second day of the first day of the 2-day event. Should I say first part of, so Unholy Alliance will be the first part, so this will be the second day of the first part. I guess that's less confusing. So what I'm gonna do now is, just jump away, take care of the rest of this, and then I'll catch up with you and show you what my position is when I'm finished. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, welcome back, guys. This is day 2 of the first part of the Hearts of Darkness event, Unholy Alliance. So after the first couple nodes that I completed with you guys, I went ahead and just went once through all the rest of the nodes. Some of the nodes I had a little bit of time on. That's fine. A couple minutes here or there, half an hour, even an hour, really isn't going to make too much of a difference. You're still going to get, like, the bulk of the points, and that's what we're looking for. If you jump in and or only have, like, you know, 8 hours or something like that from, you know, a fill of 24 hours, then you're kind of losing out on points. But half hour, 45 hours, not going to make a difference either way. So don't stress about it too much. There's the wave fight. So we're only through 3 out of 4. We only completed it once. That's all you need to do. Again, day 3, day 2 minutes, day 10, under 24. Some of these I don't know why I had, like, you know, 24 hours and all that kind of stuff, but that's fine. So we're all set. Hey, what's up, guys? John L here. We are playing Hearts of Darkness. We are attempting to finish in the top 100 to get the new Lockjaw 4-star character. So I didn't record day 2 because I actually messed up. I didn't play the last bunch of, or the nodes the last bunch of times before the beginning of the new day. So I was thinking of abandoning it, but I took a look at the position. I think it may be something we can salvage. It looks pretty bleak right now. We're at 241. This is actually the end of the second part of the event. So I didn't do a video for the starting of the first half, but so this is Dark Design. I already played through each node 4 times, and I've already played through one node the rest of the 2 times. So it's about 6 o'clock. I end my events, or I begin my events at 8, so I've given myself 2 hours. So you can see that we've, or you know what, let's just do another one. So I'll do the Iceman node. We are a few hours away from full points. That's fine. Doesn't really matter where you're at. What you want to do is give yourself enough time so that you can play through a couple times and finish the nodes out. Which I mean by getting, you know, doing them at least a total of 6 times. So we've already done 4. We're going to do it twice more. I'm going to throw in Iceman and Thanos. Vanos, whatever you want to call him. So after you played a node 4 times, it doesn't increase in difficulty anymore. So that's as hard as these guys are going to get. So we jump back into the node. We are plus 24 hours in the countdown. and the points, as you can see, are a bit lower. We'll play it again. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do for all of our nodes. So we have, we started at 2 hours before the end of our day, and what we're gonna do is just play every node 2 times more. So a nice way to know when you're done is the check mark. This was a 1-day event. I'm sorry I didn't show you the beginning of it. We only did 2 of the 4 iterations or times through of the wave, so we're going to do that twice, and basically I'm just going to do every node a couple times, and then the last node I'll do basically until it's just out of points, the one that is the node with all the characters required for the event. So I'm going to do that, and then I will catch up with you guys, and we'll take a look at our position and see if we're still in it. So I will catch you guys in a bit. Welcome back, guys. This is Hearts of Darkness. We're attempting to get Lockjaw. We just finished up Dark Design. So this is the second part of the event. This is the 3rd day of the event. The event is 4 days. So we are finishing up the second part before the 3rd part opens. I started at 6, and my start time is at 8, so I gave myself 2 hours. It only took me about an hour or so. You can see I have 42 minutes left. So if we take a look for the node that features the characters that are special to this event, I've played it through 4 times, so the counter's 2 days, 23 hours. The points are 0. We're done with that. We can't get any more points. If you want to play for the rewards, you can do that. With the 2-star node, we've played it through a total of 6 times. That's why we have the green check mark for getting all the rewards. There's still some points. They're significantly less. Same thing with Iceman, which is the 4-star node. We've played it through 6 times. Points are significantly less. As you can see, overall for the day, we're at number 5. This is fantastic. With 41 minutes left to go, this should hold out pretty well. If you had been playing like this throughout the other days, then you'd have a pretty high ranking. So you could stop right here after playing all the nodes 6 times. Well, let me take a look at a wave node. We've played it through only 4 times. The points still seem like a lot, but it's kind of significantly less than what it started as. So we played the normal nodes 6 times. We've played the wave nodes 4 times. We've gotten all the rewards. We're at a high place. You could quit now if you wanted to. Like I mentioned, I didn't play to end the first part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of these nodes and just get some extra points. So if you did mess up like I did, not the end of the world. There's still some points left over, and you could use that to kind of make up for points that you didn't get in the other day. Right now we're at 84 overall. That's going to drop still because, you know, other people are still playing and getting all their points and all that kind of stuff like that. So if I had done this correctly the first day, we'd probably be around like the 40s, 50s, something like that. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and make up some more points. Right now, if you were doing this just kind of the correct way, you could just take a break and then wait till whatever time your next part of the event opens up. Back, guys. We are starting Hearts of Darkness, the final day. We're playing to get the new 4-star Lockjaw character. So let's jump in. First, we need to do the overall event single play node. Move or we move you. So just pick whatever team. Okay, that was pretty quick. So that'll open up the last part of the event, Spirits of Vengeance. So we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing that we've been doing. We'll play the first node once, just to get it on the character-specific node once, just to get it on the 24-hour timer. Alright, so this day is going to be a little bit more challenging because it's not just full of minion fights. These are all character fights, so it's a little bit more interesting, but it's going to take a little bit longer too, just because the computer has a turn. So we'll go ahead and just use Thanos, just to be quick. So we'll do the same thing for every regular node. We're just going to play it 4 times through. For every wave node, we're going to play it 2 times through until the 24-hour countdown starts. Do it. So not too bad. The waves are pretty ferocious in this last day. You have to go against Ghost Rider and some pretty intense lineups. I would recommend Loki because that you'll be able to steal a whole bunch of AP from those guys, but it's up to your best strategy. So we have our 2-star node on the 24-hour countdown. Again, I'm going to take a break and do the rest of them, and then I'll come back and show you, we have all the nodes at 24-hour countdown and what our position is for this part and also for overall. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so just finished the first day of Spirits of Vengeance, which is the 3rd part of the Hearts of Darkness event. So the first character-specific node, we have it in 24-hour countdown. I actually played the 2-star or Captain Marvel node one too many times. You can see the point value is down. That's the reason why you don't want to play more than 4 times, because it's not going to recover full points by the time we get to tomorrow. So I'm going to lose a little bit of points right there, but I think we should still be okay. One of the funny things that you'll see is my placement is really high. That's what happens when you overplay the nodes. The rest of the nodes were fine though. We have them in 24-hour countdown. Same thing with the wave nodes, played through twice, 24-hour countdown, that's fine. So I'm not going to go through the rest because you've seen that. If I jump back out in the overall, we're number 48. It's actually pretty good. I think if I had played through the end part of the first part of Hearts of Darkness, we would have a higher ranking, but I think we are actually in pretty good position to probably still finish in the top 100. So we're done for the night. All we need to do is play a couple hours before the end of the event, go through the nodes in Spirits of Vengeance at least a couple times, 2, and for this last character-specific node, just play it out till it's 0. If you had messed up like I have, you'll probably want to just play every node as much as possible if that requires starting a little bit earlier, like half hour, I don't know, hour. I don't think it'll take 3 hours to go through all the nodes, but go ahead and do that, and yeah, we'll catch up tomorrow, finish it out, and see how we place. So I'll see you guys then. What is up, guys? We are in the final home stretch of Hearts of Darkness. This is a 4-day event where they're releasing the new Lockjaw character. Our goal is to get within the top 100 in our finish, so that we can get one cover for this new character. So, again, just a little bit of catching up. I messed up at the end of the first part of the event, and I didn't play the last 2 times through the nodes, so we'd only gone through actually 5 times because that first part was broken up into 2 days. I think that might have saved us just because we got a little bit of the points in. That's the reason why the rank right now is 129. There's about 2 hours left in the event, and we're going to jump into, well, we'll just take a look at Hearts of Darkness, the overall thing. All those nodes are done, we don't have to worry about it. Now we're going to jump into Spirits of Vengeance, and just like how we finished off the second part, we're going to do each of these nodes at least twice, and the character-specific one, you know, the one where they give you all the generic characters, we're just going to play it out until there's 0 points left. If you're at a deficit like me, you're probably going to have to play a little bit more just to make up, solidify that spot. Right now we're not in a terrible position though, so I will jump into our favorite node, the 2-star node, where we've been doing most of our work. Again, as you can see, well, I overplayed this one. This is a bad example. I'll take a look at the Iceman one. So, this one, we played through 4 times, and there's about, 3 hours left of recharge on it. Whenever you beat it 4 times, it starts a 24-hour clock. When that counts down, then it gets full points again. We're close to full points, so this is what we want. So, anyways, I'm just gonna go. I overplayed this Ms. Marvel node. I mentioned that the last time, so it's less, as you can see from the green bar in the box. So don't do that. But I think we'll be okay. So we'll go ahead and replay this mission. Okay, since I overplayed the node, I only needed to play it once to complete it, get all the rewards. In other words, there's still some points left. I'm going to go ahead and play this one again. This is what you'd want to do to get all the points out of a node. So this would actually be the 7th playthrough of the node. Alright, so that is the 7th time through a node. The way we play 4 times when the event opens, and twice when it closes, or before the event closes. Play that third time when the event closes, you're going to run the points down to 0, essentially, which is what you're seeing right here. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do for the rest of these nodes. Again, same thing with the wave nodes. We played through them twice. We can play through them 4 times. If you play through them a 5th time, you're going to 0 it out. So we're going to go ahead and get all the points that we can through all these other nodes. And I will show you guys right near the end what our position is, and hopefully we've made enough to get this Lockjaw. So I will see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, this is it. So Hearts of Darkness, this is the very last day. There's only 20 minutes left to the event. If we look at Spirits of Vengeance, I'm number 11th overall for this part of the event. We've pretty much zeroed out, like, all of the nodes. The only ones that I've left are the wave nodes, and those, you could zero them out too, if you really wanted to, but at 11, I feel pretty comfortable with where I'm at, with 20 minutes left in the event, and being 47th overall, with 19 minutes left and being 47th overall. I feel pretty comfortable where we're at, so I think, if I hadn't messed up, we could probably be in the, I don't know, top 25, we really pushed hard. But this is looking good. I think that we will end up making it to getting the new Lockjaw. So we've already gone through and gotten all the progression rewards. Now just sit back, relax, put your feet up, and cross your fingers. Just make sure something crazy doesn't happen. I would say like 95% chance nothing insane is going to happen. The only way that our 47 position wouldn't be good enough to get us in the top 100 is if everybody just decided all at once to play, and they had, I don't know, a whole bunch of points and nodes and stuff like that they could just, you know, overwhelm, overload, like, our ranking. So that generally doesn't happen. I'd say if you're in the 30s with like half an hour left to go in an event, you know, you'll probably finish like in the top 50, guaranteed top 100, say top 50. You're pretty solid. Only when you're kind of in like the 70s, 80s, especially 90s, is when things can kind of get a little bit sketchy. So anyways, I'm going to just call this for right now, and then sometime after the start of the event time for me, which is 8 p.m., when our new event will have started, which is Meet Rocket and Groot, we'll jump in and take a look and see if we got Lockjaw and finished in the top 100. So I'll check in with you guys then. Alright guys, moment of truth. So the Hearts of Darkness event is over, Spirits of Vengeance finished, and boom, we definitely finished in the top 100. We got our Lockjaw cover. A little bit shaky, not as solid as I would have hoped, but, you know, we got the goods. So basically, if you want to finish in the top 100, what I would recommend is whenever your event starts, try to play as soon as you can. Play through every regular node 4 times to get the 24-hour countdown. If it's a wave node, then you're going to want to play it twice. Keep in mind if the part of the event is broken into like multiple days, because you're going to want to adjust. So after you've played through the 4 or 2 times when the event opens, take a 24-hour, or take a, not a 24-hour break, but resume the next day a couple hours before the event finishes, or before the part of the event finishes, so you can get in at least a couple more fights for each node, and just kind of rinse and repeat. So basically what you want to do is just, you know, get that 24-hour counter as far as it can, so that it's closest to full points again, and you'll be surprised at how much that makes an impact on where you'll end up finishing in these events. So it's been pretty consistent for me. I don't know the mechanics of finishing like in the top 5 and top 10, never done it. There's some weird stuff that happens when you get really up there. You'll notice that you can finish events, and, you know, people will have thousands of points more than you. I don't really know where that comes. I want to say it's kind of like bots and stuff like that. But if you want to finish in the top 100 to get something like a new cover, which is kind of, honestly, in my opinion, the only reason why you'd want to. The rewards are good, but it's a lot of effort for it. Then this is the way that I've been pretty successful in doing it. So hopefully this all pans out for you guys, and hopefully it's useful, and thanks for watching. Take care, guys.